What's up, Sooner Nation? Welcome back to the Sooner Surge Double Trouble. I'm back at my house where I can yell pretty loudly on the opposite side of the house because there's probably a lot to yell about tonight. I already see the comments rolling in here very quickly. Thanks, Mark. Thanks, Ricky. Thanks, Donnie. Thanks, Dalpoas. Thanks, Press Digitation. All of you for being on and many more. We're going to keep these comments going best we can. We are without Hunter tonight, but we'll make sure we get the comments on there and get the interaction like we love to do, Jay. Wow. First, DeJoun Terry's back as a Sooner. He put on his Twitter to run it back. That's massive, I think, Jay. But obviously there's bigger news right now that everybody's talking about.
I'm sure if you've been on Twitter at all, you've seen all the stuff about DG. And we just saw the DG video today where he said, on the way, Ducks, he's headed to the Oregon. And now the rumors coming out about possibility of him having a role maybe as like a in-between for Dan Lanning and Cayden Green. We know a few things about Dan Lanning. Dan Lanning visited Xavier Sims, okay? Dan Lanning also visited, I believe, a Norman high school player, okay? So there's something somebody put on here about him staying in a hotel close. Obviously, could have happened. I don't know all that. But the rumors are swirling like crazy. I guess Kerry Murdoch maybe reported as what Travis Davidson on Twitter had said about it or something. So I don't know, but it's wild. And if Kerry's reporting it, I mean, he's in the know of everything. I don't know exactly what was reported except maybe him be a go-between, which here's one thing I would say. First off, Tanya, thanks so much. Tanya, you're
good
amazing.
Evening, Tanya. Thank you. Thank you as always, Tanya.
Yeah.
Much.
Good evening, Tanya. Hey, the thing about it, anytime any player leaves to go to the portal, they can take guys with him. Okay. That's what we know. That's the portal. But it's a little odd. I'll just say that. The whole thing's a little odd. If that's what happened.
People are getting on here and asking about the rumor. The rumor is maybe DG was a mediator, a go-between, getting Cayden Green in the portal. That's the rumor. Look, I know Chief T-Bird earlier said he's dead to me if that's the case. You know my viewpoint on DG already, Jay, so I don't have to get into details about it. I think he was a good quarterback. That's about it. I'll tell you one thing. Everything you're hearing from the players right now, I'm just going to say – and Tanya, you are a super fan, as Chief T-Bird says. Chief T-Bird, we appreciate you too. But Jay, listen to what the players and how they're googly gone about Jackson Arnold, man. I mean, it's pretty impressive already, the impact he's making on players. C.W. Long, the O-line. Jay, we got to bring this up right now. Savion Byrd. Is Savion Byrd coming back? Did you see his Instagram post?
That was a weird Instagram post. Is there that possibility that he ends up now staying? I mean, it's a possibility.
I agree. And if you haven't seen his Instagram post, I'm just going to kind of say what it is. And this is paraphrasing, but I haven't seen many people talking about his Instagram post like they should be. But basically, he had a Sooner uniform on in the locker room, and he said something to the effect of time to kill the boy and wake up the man. Was that it, Jay?
I don't know. You're telling me, man.
It's something like that. I take what it is, but I just think it was interesting. He was in a uniform, Sooner uniform. It would be a massive get if they can get him to stay. I promise you. Because
first off, I want to get to March. I just passed it, but it is kind of tampering is such a weird word, and I don't know. It's not going to be. You're not going to be able to say if a guy's tampering or not. I just don't know how it's going to be ruled and how it's going to be kind of kept in line. There's no way you can keep it in line. What's to keep any player from? What is to keep Dylan Gabriel from wanting Jalil Fruit to go with him? Listen, there's no way to fix that. It's going to happen. It's just the way this. It depends on how this went down. Really, in my opinion, is how bad of an attitude you could have toward DG. Depends on how this actually went down.
Mez says tampering isn't a problem. I think that's being facetious. Chief T-Bird, obviously Bird can get more NIL right now if he were to come back because they're in a definite – the demand is very big here, and the supply isn't as much. They need a guy. Bird has everything you want size-wise. He just hasn't panned out, but my goodness, they would take him in a heartbeat. He would probably be a starter for sure. I think that's huge.
Okay, I want to go to O'Shea Smith. If you contact a player while he's on your team and actively playing, it should be a fine. But how? There's
And
ways.
Just like the Dan Lanning stuff. Dan Lanning, maybe there was some tampering, but what Dan Lanning is going to say is, I was visiting Zadavian Sims. That's why I was at the hotel.
Yeah, I mean, or I was visiting the Norman guy. Yeah, that's
I
what
was
I'm
visiting
saying.
the Norman guy. I mean,
That's what I'm saying. It's going to be hard to really break it down. Or they go with the parent route. Exactly.
Zach, you're absolutely. Zach's right. Bird was underwhelming, and in the same sentence, the same breath, we can say we'd take him back in a heartbeat. Both of those are true. He wasn't what we thought he would be, but golly, I'd like to have him right now.
And Mark, listen, you bring up a good point here, Mark. If DG got CG to go, I would imagine that DG's trying hard for Andrell or Farouk. We already know what Farouk. Sure. We already know what Farouk said at practice. We already know
most likely.
We already also know that Emmett Jones went and got Deion Burks. Why? Well, that just it's a pretty deep room, and they went and got another receiver. So I think anytime a quarterback in this day and age goes to the portal, there's always a chance you get somebody else. Just like if OU, when OU was wanting to get Jackson Dart, remember that? There was the tight end they wanted to come with. There's always a chance you're going to bring somebody with you. I don't know how you control that. I don't think there's a way to control that, Jeremy. Do you?
I don't either, Jay. Mez talks about Dan Lanning being tight with Jamar Mosey, Cayden Green's high school coach.
Yeah, and I mean, with that being the case, you would have thought he would have gotten Neri too, though. I mean, especially on D-line. But
I don't think, Damon, I don't think he was here for Bowen. I mean, that I'm sure that would have leaked somewhere. And Infidel, I don't have a problem saying that. I agree with you. If this were to be
let me
true,
ask you this. What has to come out officially for you to really say this is DG, I'm done with you on this?
I mean, I think if he was trying to be the guy talking with Dan Lanning, initiating everything, then that's a problem. And Jay, the fact that Cayden Green said, talk to my dad, again, hey, if you want to blame anyone, let's blame the NCAA a little bit. It's horrible. The NCAA
How do you control it, Jeremy? I see Prez dissertation here. Thanks for joining us again, Prez. Tampering should reduce the NIL for your team next season. How do you control that?
I don't know how you do, Jay, because if the NCAA is involved, it's not going to be controlled. My God, Kelvin Sampson made 2 extra text messages, and now it's
different day and age, Jeremy.
Yeah, I agree, Mark. If there were texts from DG coercing,
you'd have to be a fool to put that on a text message, probably.
No, you wouldn't. Rob, I agree with you. So what about the Tolly Walker thing?
What about it?
Tolly Walker's practicing with the team, but he's in the portal.
He may end up at Oregon. They lost their running back today.
I did see that.
Well,
Mark, you're right. That's how. There it is. There's the answer.
They need to go back to that. I agree. Unless a coach leaves, I don't.
But Jay, what's funny is, so that's a clear answer. But then instead, what's the NCAA do? Oh, they're going to approve a second school if you want.
Well, what about this? I saw somebody put it earlier in the chat. What about a cap? What about a salary cap? You think that'll ever happen?
It may get to that point, Jay, with the numbers that are being thrown. I saw a report that Ollie Gordon was going to get maybe $700,000. First off, my first thought was, wow, that's not enough, actually.
Well, I'll say this too,
and that's sad for me to think.
I think you're fooling yourself if you don't think Jackson Arnold's been offered a bag already this year from another team.
Oh, I'm sure he has. I am super, super excited to see Jackson Arnold.
Oh, I am
Galpost, I wouldn't. Now, and here's the deal. BV, we know. What's the one characteristic that you would say is a non-negotiable for BV?
What is what?
What's the one characteristic you would say is a non-negotiable for a BV?
Characteristic?
Character trait.
For
BV, I'm saying his makeup. What's the one thing he's not going to change? Integrity.
Yeah, but what does that have to do with NIL? Are you saying they're not going to pay certain players? What are you saying here?
I'm talking about Dow Post has started about cheating thing. I'm saying there are programs that cheat, and OU's compliance department is very on things, and BV is not going to allow it. And look, you saw what Ole Miss is probably going to get this Princely guy. I just don't know, Jay. I don't know if you ask BV how much of this NIL stuff. Like, I just think he's not going to change.
Well, he's
anything.
always said he's always said he wants to do it the right way, where you're paying players to do things outside of the football field or go sign autographs, not just paying a guy a lump sum to be there.
Mess. I know it's not cheating today. That part's legal, but I'm talking about, he never went after the Clemson's guy that he could have. It's an unwritten rule, right? I mean, and that's part of an integrity issue. Not an issue. It's kudos to BV, but other schools don't play that game.
Jeremy, where's Dan Lanning from?
Georgia.
Before NIL, they were doing NIL.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
I agree, Jay. Every other school should be fair game. It hurts that OU's not landing the Princeleys and the other guys that I thought they might be landing. Yeah, I can't stand Blabo either. But hey,
do you think he's really not going after any players? Do you really think he's still not? I don't know about that.
I don't know, Jay. If schools start actually paying players, there will be huge title.
They are paying players.
It's not the schools, though. It's the NIL committees.
Yeah, and
Dan
Jackson, he is from Missouri, but I'm just saying he's from Georgia is where he coached, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's where he
Sooner fan says On3 has Arkansas as the leader.
I'm flabbergasted, Jay.
If they don't land McClellan, I'm disappointed.
It doesn't sound like they're going to.
Yeah, I mean I would love to.
It is. It's collective bargaining agreement is what they need. Hey, again, Jay.
What they need is somebody. They need somebody in charge of it in the NCAA, not NCAA. They need like a new committee that's going to be in charge of all that, and they have a head person. It can't be the NCAA.
I got an idea. The playoff committee that sucks at their job should probably just be this committee because they got finance people. They got all kinds of people.
Why would he go to Arkansas? I mean, they're
Jay. Again, this is frustrating to me, and I saw several. It's not official. 405.
He just now hit the portal tonight, and the rumors are saying Oregon. That's what we're saying. Nothing's official.
What I was saying is, I am so done. I am done, Jay. I said it last night. I'm done. Finished. Whatever. Put the Vince Carter meme up here. It's over. I'm done with the fans that are just saying, well, we'll be fine. Let's go get the guy from Southeast Louisiana. I mean, he's legit. FCS running back is top notch. I get it. That guy could be really good. He could be a good backup, but come on. And EPL's tomorrow. If you don't land EPL, I think he's going to be a Sooner.
I think he'll be a Sooner tomorrow. I think you'll get good news tomorrow. But as far as the portal goes, you can get some of these guys that they're getting, like Samuel Franklin at running back from UT Martin. He's going to be a good player. But if you're getting guys to be like, I think game changers day one, I don't know if they've got that guy yet in the portal this year, except for, I would say, maybe Burks, maybe Spencer Brown.
Hey, Jay, when you're doing data of some kind, what do you always do? You remove the best of it and the worst, and then the
Correct.
other numbers is what you have. The people that bring up Jared Verse from Albany, okay, stop it. First off, Jared Verse is an exception to the rule, and furthermore, Jared Verse was recruited. He played tight end in high school. He wasn't a defensive end. Their coach saw something and said, we got to play this guy in. He bought in, and then he said, sayonara, going to Florida State. But everyone who's like, oh, we can get the next Jared Verse out of wherever. Come on. That's not the case. That's not the norm.
Blake, I do think OU beats Missouri next year. That's my
I do too. I don't think Missouri's a difficult place to play.
Well, it was for OU in the Big 12. I don't know what you're talking about. They struggled there down the stretch.
I'm just considering based on the SEC. Mez says McClellan's not. He may not be the difference maker, but he makes a difference. He helps.
I've heard the same thing from a lot of people. They don't think he's like the guy, but he would be a depth piece for sure, and he's from your state. I mean, it'd be hard not to land him. Jackson, I understand what you're saying. So many low-level players succeed as transfers. But also, there's also studs that transfer. I mean, really good players that transfer. So,
Adam, thanks for being on the Sooner Surge Double Trouble. Adam, listen, I have not heard truth to that. Would I be shocked? No, I wouldn't be shocked if BB said that. Now, I don't know if there's any truth to it, but I wouldn't be shocked.
What about this, Jeremy? What about DG? Do you think – I don't know how it all went down, but I don't know. Did you listen to Venables in the Alamo Bowl when they were talking about DG not announced yet or whatever? And he said, well, he can come back and compete for the job. I think the writing was on the wall, like, you can come back, but
hey,
like,
and hold that thought. Hold that thought, Jay.
Do you think that ticked him off at all?
I think it did. Jay, Sooner fan says the same thing you said a couple weeks ago.
What?
Lincoln Riley going to be the Chargers head coach.
It's done. That's why they hired that guy. That's why they
hired the guy. Lincoln Riley's done.
I agree. Hey, how come Caleb Williams hasn't announced yet?
I don't know. I don't
know.
When
is Woody Washington? Is Woody Washington coming back?
I hope he does. I think he might.
Too.
Joseph, I think floor next year. Floor, in my opinion, 8-4.
8-4.
Ceiling is 10-2, and in the playoff. And I'm going to say something that's going to make some people mad.
Shocker.
Here we go.
All right.
OU would have been better off playing Jackson Arnold his freshman year.
They would have been better off playing Jackson Arnold this whole past year is what you're saying.
Instead of Dylan Gabriel.
You're talking about for the future.
They'd have been better off for next year, and they probably would have had the same record this year.
10-2?
Yep. I think they'd have lost to Texas and one other one. I don't think they would have beat Texas, but I'm just saying. And they would have had a year under Jackson Arnold's belt.
I'm not going to argue with you that I think their record would probably be about the same. Because I think the two teams they lost to, they could have beat with Jackson Arnold, and he might not have beaten Texas and maybe another team.
I mean, and the thing is, and here's what I'm basing it on. First off, everyone who's ever watched the game, you guys are smart. You're all smart. Yeah, take that down, every one of you. And you know what a good ball looks like when it comes out of the hand of someone. And I promise you, all you had to do was watch them warm up. All you had to do is look at high school tape. And now all you got to do is listen to every player. I never heard them talking about DG like this. They practiced with this guy like 2 days as the starter, and they're like, oh, ooh, this guy, unreal. Cayden Matoyer said, I thought that was interesting what he said, Jay.
Yeah, about Destiny calling.
Destiny's calling in BYU game. Come on. I think that I don't want to talk too much about it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, why not? Go for it, dude. Spill it.
I just think there is something going on.
What do you mean it was Levy's fault, Danny? Levy pulled a Lincoln. What are you saying there?
By leaving, I guess. But he didn't take DG with him.
Yeah.
Hey,
Jackson Arnold's ball looks like Levy.
Jay, people wondered why he didn't follow Levy. Why doesn't anyone wonder? Maybe Levy didn't want him.
Well, that's not it. Levy wanted him. Jeremy, Levy wanted him. You're dumb. That's a dumb take. That's dumb.
Held up the offense, Jay.
Jeremy, Levy loves DG. They're like best buds. He wanted him.
I'm not sure on that, Jay.
Jeremy, DG went to Oregon because he got paid a bunch of money to go to Oregon.
Agree with that too.
He wouldn't have got that at Mississippi State.
I agree. Sooners to win. They should have played him in certain series, second half, something. He should have got some playing time because everyone should have known the future. And then there's people saying this, Jay, and I'm not going to say names because I don't want to drop names of people on the radio or whoever has said it, but saying things like, well, OU's not – this is a process, guys. This is a process with BV about look at what happened. Look at where the program was when BV took over. This is a process. OU should not be in the playoff next year even. Let's give this is a process. Guys, OU was not in the Howard Schnellenberger years. They were 10-2 under Lincoln Riley.
The last year they were 11-2, yeah. But they lost a lot when he left. And here's the fact.
I agree they did, Jay.
It was already pretty bad. The cupboard was bare because his last recruiting class, people weren't panning out. So David says we need to be looking forward and do what it takes to keep Jay.
100%.
And that's what you're going to have to do as a head coach is every stinking year, you're going to have to re-recruit and pay up these guys.
NIL.
NIL's got to be huge. I mean,
Mark, and what Matoyer said, Mark, Matoyer said, Matoyer was like, I'm not going to go to a bowl game and not protect Jackson Arnold. I'm going to make sure we have guys there. I love McKay Matoyer. I wish there was any way we could get this guy back for another year, but he's out of eligibility. But he improved so much his second year into Bill Beatenbow. I got to give Bill Beatenbow credit there, too, because his second year in a Beatenbow, he was much improved.
Jeremy, we're a year into NIL now. Me and you had an argument last year about NIL, and you said you didn't believe in paying certain players a lot more than other players. Do you remember that conversation?
It was the first year of Rattler, yes.
Okay. What do you think about NIL now? Do you think everybody should get equal pay across the team, or do you think guys should get a lot more if they're – I mean, how do you base that?
Jay, they've created a monster. That's all it is.
How would you do it?
I don't know, Jay.
As a coach. I'm asking you as a coach.
I hate NIL. I'm not coaching in it, but if
what I think you have to do?
I wish everyone would get the same. I mean,
you know what I think you have to do?
But you can't do that either.
No, I think you have to look off their future and what they're going to get drafted, and you have to go off their pay in NFL and have a similar ranking on the team in college and say this guy's going to be a first-round pick. He's going to get this much money. I think you have to do something like that.
Maybe. LK, you are right, LK. I mean, we could just talk about the Sooners that are here and the ones that have stayed. And again, I'm going to say this. I think Savion Byrd's coming back.
I wouldn't be shocked if that happened.
I have a gut feeling Savion Byrd is going to be back. And if he's a guy that can play on Sundays, guys.
Oh, yeah. He'd be the most physical. I mean, not
so Jay, he would play guard, right or left side, Jay?
Well, I mean, he played left last year when he played.
So if Byrd were to come back, you're going to have Bates at center probably. You're going to have Sexton on the right side. You're going to have Spencer Brown on the left side. You're going to have Byrd, and then
open up. Heath Azida would be really good. I just thought he might play tackle.
Hey, Jay, Bird's not playing in the bowl game.
No, not that
He's not even practicing with the team right now.
He's in the portal right now.
He's in the portal. I think he does a Theo Weiss and comes back. He sees how bare that covered is.
Blake, I don't think Everett's big enough to play guard in the SEC. I just don't.
Guard would be better than tackle, though. Guard would be better than tackle.
Jen Kane, appreciate you always commenting, always watching our videos. You're a big, loyal subscriber. We appreciate it. And correct, right there. I think you have to do it off performance, and you have to, if a guy has a great year, next year in the offseason, their NILs, they're rewarded for it. Otherwise, you're going to have guys leave because they're going to get offered this much money somewhere else.
But it also creates some problems where someone could say, well, I ain't blocking for his butt then. And then that guy's not going to perform well. I don't put it.
Jeremy, do you want to get money? Maybe you'll block well. I mean,
I agree. I'm just saying there's so many.
That's the new ways, dude.
There's so many weird nuances. Mez, why are you saying ouch? Are you saying ouch because of the line that we just threw out there? Chief T-Bird at it again. Chief T-Bird. Thanks, Chief T-Bird. Is it possible? Let's show that. Super. Thanks, Chief T-Bird. Is it possible that BB is too nice a guy to play the NLA game the way it needs to be successful in the SEC? Now, here's what I would say, Jay, on Chief T-Bird's comment. First, we do know BV was in on the Cayden Green thing, and actually, according to rumors we've heard, was saying, hey, look, here, take this back. I mean, this is like he was in on the offers.
They met what he wanted, so he's in.
They met what he wanted, so he is playing the game. Now, here's my question. Here's my concern, Chief T-Bird. Thanks again for the super. We not only do we seem to be missing on a lot of guys, we seem to be not even going after or getting visit from guys. That's my concern.
Who are you talking about?
Princey? Didn't even visit.
I think you also
Georgia offensive lineman didn't visit. A&M offensive lineman didn't visit.
Okay, but I think you also got to think maybe it's not the culture fit they wanted. You got to also think about that.
It could be, but
Jackson,
again,
what's ridiculous? What's
ridiculous, Jackson?
Please tell me. Got to expand on
Lori,
that.
Lori, thanks again for being our best recruiter. Telling people to like our show. Appreciate it. Yeah, take a second, hop off, like, share,
and do this all that. Is right. Blake's right. NIL is a whole different department. I mean, it's a whole different. It's not really the coaches that are per se putting those packages. It's mostly they have a department that's doing that.
Agreed. Crimson Collective or whatever, the NIL package is pretty good at OU.
Yeah, I agree. I think right now they're top 10 in the college for sure. So, I mean, I don't know. Appreciate that, Mess. Thanks so much. Appreciate you. OU's definitely playing the NIL game, Jeremy. They're 100% playing it.
Jackson, we didn't say that they're not playing the game. We just said BV
I
is
think he was
playing
talking
the game.
about some comments.
No, go back. Mark says, rarely even thought of for any 5 or 4 star, and then someone else.
Let me address Mark's real quick. We all know when Brent Venables came to OU, he said he'll hit the portal, but he wants it to be more of a developmental game. He loves for guys to be there 3 to 4 years, like Stutzman and Bowman. He thinks you play your best ball as seniors. So I think they don't mind going to the portal for a year thing, but I do think they're going to try to get the majority, and that's why you look at their recruiting classes have been outstanding, top 5.
I agree, Jay.
So they're building it through that. But the portal's becoming a whole nother game now. It totally
Coconut Greg, thanks for being on again tonight. OU's not even on the radar of 90% of elite O-line and D-line guys. And that's the issue, I think. 90%, let's use that number. 90% of OU fans should be disappointed in. Unfortunately, there's a lot of OU fans who are like, well, at least we're getting the skill guys, and you can't be that way. Not going to win you anything.
Yeah, but I think Beatembo's proven that he can win with 3 or 4 star linemen. So
I agree.
Adam, Jay. Appreciate you, Adam. This comment's a good one. They put the money we were going to put towards upgrades to the NIL. I heard that yesterday that's what they're going to do. That's great if they do that.
Tell us what you know on Hicks, Jay, because I've heard there's everyone visiting that dude, but he's not in the portal yet.
I mean, I heard Lanning's been out. I mean, and his dad, Bates visited his dad, 2 weeks ago, week and a half?
9 days ago.
He's not in the portal. Who knows if he enters the portal? But if he does, we'll see what happens. But I don't think he's coming to OU. But I do think Dominic McKinley, I'm still feeling that that's a good opportunity for OU to get Dominic McKinley.
Yeah, and Jackson, while I would agree with you in some avenues, which, sophomores, they'd be really good, I don't know if you can sacrifice playing all your freshman D linemen in the SEC. This is big football. And guys, let's talk. LK was right. Let's talk about someone who stayed, and that's running it back is DeJohn Terry, which is a massive stay in the middle of that defensive line, Jay.
Yeah, you look at now, you got DeJohn Terry, Dandy Stutzman, and Billy Bowman striped right down the middle. That's a great up the middle. I mean, and for Terry to come back, if you can maybe get Lacey too to come back, I don't know.
I'm not super high on Lacey. I think he's a great depth piece. I'm not very high on Lacey
but they need depth, Jeremy. They need depth.
Depth-wise, I am. I was
kind of
the other dude next to Terry. We need someone. Maybe it's Grayson Hall.
I don't think Terry got enough play this year and enough film because when he was in, he was great. He was a beast, Chief T-Bird. I think he needed to play more snaps, though, in the middle. And maybe next year he will.
Hey, Ron, OU definitely had a chance to hire Lanning, but I think OU's got the right guy. I think BV's the right guy. He's what OU needed culture-wise. He's what OU has needed recruiting-wise. He's done a heck of a job recruiting. The portal, you go back to the portal, they've gotten some good dudes. I just think they haven't gotten the dudes in the center in the trenches that any of them probably would say they really need.
They do in recruiting. They did in recruiting.
Mr.
Chaz, the bye weeks, as much as the schedule is brutal, the bye weeks fell at a great spot between Texas and Alabama, before Texas and Alabama. So
yeah, Jay, looking at the schedule, I think that, at LSU, probably a loss. At Missouri, I think 50-50. I mean, I think 3 wins could get you in the playoff next year because Georgia's got a really hard schedule.
You mean 3 losses?
Sorry, 3 losses.
Hey,
3 wins ain't getting you anywhere.
Coconut Greg, the only remedy for this is to win. You got to go beat Oregon. And here's the deal with Lanning. Oregon has a ton of money like A&M, but Lanning can freaking coach. That's where they got a little bit of a leg up. I'm not sold on Elko yet at A&M.
Over BV?
I'm comparing A&M into Oregon.
Oh.
Oregon, A&M has a ton of money too, but they haven't had the coach. I think.
Watch out for Maine. Yeah. T-Bird says 12-0, but hey.
And that's right, Adam. You put Stone next to Terry. You got Jaden Jackson too. I mean, they got some guys up the middle. I would like to get an experienced defensive lineman in the middle, though. I would like to get one, whether it's McClellan or somebody.
Yeah, and hey.
And you got to get
Jaden Jackson may be the most underappreciated one in this class.
I agree.
Everyone wants to talk about Stone, but Jaden Jackson's a dude. And hey, Williams says that tampered 100%. Green not an offer before he entered portal. It was interesting. He said, I'm planning to enter the portal. And then the next couple days, he does enter it. Maybe the money came through.
Well, there's no doubt that he got offered a bunch of money. I mean, that's not really. I mean, we all know that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
CJ's,
he can't get Washington. That's true.
What does that say? CJ's is need to start developing players, though.
I'm not sure what he's talking about. CJ's. Probably Mess says Green probably had 10 offers in the portal. Not probably, but he did. That's the new age, guys. Anytime somebody performs great as a freshman, they're going to get offered a bag. The question is, how do you keep them the next year? You have to pony up. But let me ask you this as a coach, Jeremy. If you were the coach, guy has a killer freshman year, okay? You pony up and pay him a big money for the next year. If he sucks the next year, can you just pull it away and say, no, we have to drop you down?
I don't know how all that works,
going,
Jay. I can barely keep track of my finances.
Where's this going, dude?
Listen, Lehman said it was tampering, Blake says. Lehman said it was tampering because Eichert said they gave him the money he wanted and still left. Look, it probably was. Jay, let me ask you this. I want to go back to Infidel talking about the development of Chavis, Miguel Chavis. He needs to develop players better. Jay, I'm going to say, coach, and I just want you to think great developer of players. Emmett Jones.
Yes.
We saw the wide receiver room transform.
Yes.
Okay. Bill Beatenbow.
Yes.
Yes. Miguel Chavis, Todd Bates.
I would say yes, Miguel Chavis, but I think it's been hit or miss because you got guys like Ethan Downs that's gotten a lot better.
He's gotten better. I'm not going to put a lot in front of that.
Mark says NIL needs to be a yearly assessment. I agree, and the Sooners to win. I agree. You have to have contracts or something. This has got to be almost like the NFL, but a minor league system.
Hey, Mez, Cayden Green, look, you're probably right on that because we've talked about that. One of the highest paid NFL players is the left tackle, protecting the blind side of the franchise quarterbacks in the league. That's guaranteed. It's hard to go from guard to tackle in the NFL. So if they're going to keep him at guard, he could have been upset about that. But Ethan is physically limited. He did make huge strides. Ethan Downs did get much better. I agree with that.
Here's what we got to figure out. Here's what we'll see this year. If Adibari makes a huge jump and plays a lot and looks great, then you can say Chavis is. And who starts at D ends? Jeremy. I think right now, I would love to see Downs and PJ as the two ends.
I think that's who it has to be. If they trot Trace Ford out there.
If he comes back, we'll see.
He's not going anywhere, Jay.
I mean, yeah.
He's going to get paid to play another year when maybe he shouldn't be playing. And R. Mason Thomas has to make the leap.
He has to make a lot better leap. We've heard so much talk. It's time to.
Adam's right. It's just going to get crazier. It's not going to get better before.
But do you blame Cayden Green at all? Any? Do you blame Cayden Green at all?
I do.
What if that was your kid, dude, and he got offered a bunch of money?
Are we going to do this again?
We're going to do it right now. I'm asking.
I tell you what, Jay. I would hope that.
Jeremy,
I would hope all three of my sons.
Let me finish.
Stop.
Let me finish. Say your son got $2 million more to go to another college for a year. What would you tell him?
Now let me talk. I would like to think that all three of my sons, 14, 9, and 6-year-old, when they got older to go to college, and then they played at a college for a year, and they seemed to like everything about it, and the coaches who have great relationships with my son met his need or what he wanted. I would like to think, as far as integrity, what they've seen around other people they've been around, what they've seen in the family, I hope that they would have the decision out. You know what? I'm going to honor my commitment. That's what
I agree because
a free college education, Jay. Come on.
I know. I'm not blaming
and $1 million.
But it's his decision in the long run, dude. It's his decision. I don't like the way he handled it. I don't like the way it was handled. But if he wants to leave, I mean, that's
right. It's the way it was handled, Jay.
It's the way it was handled. That's right.
Now, Jay, if he would have just went to BV and said, look, you guys met it, but I have to do what's best for me and my family. Okay.
That's
over.
Not
how it was handled. That's honesty. That would be okay. And I like this, Kenneth. Yeah, doesn't want to be at our school. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Jay, what were we just talking about coaches, right? Do you have your trivia, Jay?
I do got a trivia. It's a Christmas trivia. It's let me drop the I can drop the trivia standings.
Heather, you're right. It would have made him the top paid is what the rumors are.
Here's the trivia standings. This question, though, it's a Christmas question, so you got to be quick. I don't know if anybody will even get it. Probably they will. The movie Home Alone, everybody knows the scene in Home Alone where pizza delivery guy comes, the movie playing on there, keep the change, you filthy animal. All I want to know is what movie is that's playing? What's the name of the movie?
Hey, Jay.
You should know it. You probably don't.
Jay, have you heard anything on Marcus Strong or Sanders? Ashton Sanders?
I have it on Strong. I think Sanders is a guy. He could be
Richard. Richard, thanks for being a Sooner Surge Unlimited subscriber. I think
there it is. Chief T-Bird. Wait, no. Sooner fan first one. Way to go, Sooner fan. Good job.
What was it?
Angels with Filthy Souls, and it's not even a real movie. It was just filmed for the
Sooner Freak said it was a fake movie. Yeah.
Sooner fan extending that lead, baby.
405 boy. Cayden and his dad did not speak on any new ones. And listen, LK and was it Kenneth Nichols? LK and Kenneth Nichols, if it wasn't you, I apologize. But I agree. I agree. And I apologize sometimes for talking too much about this. I get fired up about it. And I'm also, look, we here at the Sooner Surge Double Trouble, we are trying to show all the comments that we can. There's a lot of them. And we like to have interaction. So, and if the viewers want to talk about that, sometimes we probably talk too much about it, but that's what we're doing here. Appreciate all you guys being on here. Jay, we'll have to check who was first.
I think it was Sooner fan, but we'll double check it, T-Bird, to make sure.
Infidel, I'm a teacher, and I know parents are a lot of the problems in a lot of things. I absolutely agree with that. Absolutely agree with that. So, Jay, Ashton Sanders could be a guy.
Yeah. What about Devon Sears? You think they're going to get anything from him?
I'll believe Devon Sears when he's kind of like the Sears department store.
That's right. Hey, Mark.
It's missing.
Mark, maybe we should make a pact tomorrow night. We're not mentioning anybody's name if they leave the Sooners anymore. Done.
Hey, Ron.
Done.
Ron, thanks for asking about our dad. Not good, actually. Was home for one day, and then today had to be taken back to the hospital for stroke-like symptoms. He's being monitored tonight, and then tomorrow we'll speak with the neurologist. But thanks for asking, Ron. Appreciate it. Yeah, let's keep looking forward to it. There's so much good to talk about, the SEC schedule release and other things. But look, OU did not get a guy out of the portal today, Jay. I think, what would you say, Jay, next step moving forward, biggest things that could happen for OU in the next couple of days?
The biggest thing is they get a tight end. They have to get a tight end. And from what I've heard from some people, I don't know if the Notre Dame tight end is going to happen. So you're looking elsewhere probably. Maybe it's a guy from another school. I mean, I don't know if they'll go after the Stanford tight end, but you got to get somebody. You got to get somebody that can play tight end. Because now, I love Helms. You know I'm a big Helms guy.
I know you are.
But he's just got to get on the field, man.
Hey, Heather, I mean, they have another guy from Michigan State, right, Jay?
What, Vanderburg?
Vanderburg, yeah.
Yeah, you got O-lineman from North Texas as well.
And then, hey, what I was saying in the next 3 days, one big thing could be EPL commit tomorrow. Okay.
That's huge.
A second thing could be Savion Byrd say, I'm back. That would be.
Hey, if you get Savion Byrd to come back and you get another O-line or two in the portal, I think it shears it up a little bit for sure.
I think Blake, I agree with Blake from Utah. Hey, speaking of Blake from Utah, did you see? Yeah, Mark, that's funny. The Sam Houston tight end. Did you see, Jay, that Utah gave like 3 different programs, new cars, sports players, all those programs?
But that's probably all they're getting in there now.
It probably is.
Hey, how about the fact that Utah is playing Baylor next year, but it's not a Big 12 conference game? That's the freaking Big 12 for you.
That's pretty sad.
They said they scheduled it before the Big 12 schedule came out, so it's a non-con game.
Who will be out for the year putting his helmet on next spring?
I'm not sure I understand that one.
Appreciate the prayers,
you got to keep the guys from. And overall, if you look at OU, in the first few years of the portal. I think they've done fairly well as far as keeping guys. Most of the guys they've lost, other than, I mean, this Cayden Green's really the first one that you're like, oh crap, that they did not need that. They've done pretty well keeping them. Look at Stutzman, look at Bowman. Stutzman and Bowman, 4-year guys. I mean, they could have left multiple times. So they've done pretty well.
I agree, Jay. This was like an enigma, I would say, from this year with the tight end position. And again, I'm not going to bash DG, but I don't know how good Stogner could have been if they had a QB that would have looked to the tight end some.
Yeah, and that's true. And like Adam says here, that's the hard part about the portal. You don't know who's going to enter later on. Yeah, I mean, it's hard. It's hard to know that stuff. I mean, yeah, I saw Key Lawrence was at Ole Miss now. I did see that.
I will say
OU's done at running back. They got the Sam Franklin kid. They're done at running back.
And someone asked about he'll help, won't he? He'll be a backup. I mean, he'll be a second or third teamer.
I think he'll play and get some.
I like Caleb Hicks. I like Caleb Hicks a lot. Hey, Devon Mitchell's the guy. I mean, if he's ready next year, he's going to be unbelievable.
Just so young.
He is an early.
He's a reclass.
He's actually should only be a senior in high school next year, guys.
Yeah, he's a reclass.
But he's even going to be here early.
And I can see Cade McIntyre moving to H-back.
Nathan, Jay, just run down the OU for bowl game. So you got I'm not going to say the starters. I'm going to say any O lineman they got.
Yeah.
Everett, Bates, Rouse, Matoyer, Taylor, Sexton, Ozida. There's 7.
You got
I'm missing
Caleb
someone.
Schaefer.
8. They got guys.
I think there's another one too. How about
Aaron Parks?
Aaron Parks, maybe?
Oh yeah, Parks. I don't think there's any chance that Rouse says I'm not playing in the bowl game. He's going to play.
Yeah.
So you got Rouse and McCower.
He got engaged too. That's cool.
And to me, Jay, I think it says a lot about Jackson Arnold myself.
Hey, and let me say this, because I haven't said this, and I don't think I've ever said this on this show.
Agreed, David.
One of my favorite Sooners now is McCade Matower. And last year, I would never have said that.
You need to say his name right. It's Matoyer.
Okay, McCade Matoyer. Last year, I thought this guy's just not going to pan out. He worked his butt off, dude. He talking about a guy beat him who got right in the year. He got McCade right. And then McCade is a guy, you remember he went after that guy in the West Virginia game, was it? Against DG, for DG?
Protecting him, yeah.
He's always professional when he talks. He's
He's playing on Sundays, I promise you.
Dude, I love the guy. And I wish if he ever comes back as a coach, I mean, I love the guy. I think he's a great ambassador to OU.
Not to mention he's got great locks. Hey, LK, we actually we had Daniel Akinkumi on the Sooner Surge for an interview. The guy is awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
Not only is he an awesome dude, he's huge. Not only is he awesome dude,
number one player in England.
Not only is he an awesome dude and huge, he's barely played football. He's so raw and new. The guy is going to be absolutely dominant by this junior and senior year.
Yeah, and we're here talking about portals. McCade might be one of the best portal players they got.
But he wasn't great his first year here.
No, but he ended up being a great portal guy. That's the type of guy, to me, you get a guy like that for the portal, starts 2 years basically. I mean, that's the kind of guys you're looking for. Right?
I disagree. Yeah, Mo Betta Sooner. I 100% disagree with it.
I disagree with it too.
I don't care who the player is. Don't care who it is. If they're in the portal, they're dead to me.
I'm with you. If they enter the portal, they're no longer on the team. That's just me. And
what is the message you're sending, Jay, to the players?
Hey, what's that?
What's the message it sends to the other guys?
Yeah, I agree. I mean,
look, hey, and here's my thing with BV. BV is a culture guy. You want to know the quickest way to hurt your culture is doing stuff like that.
Yeah. Hey, Bleeberg, guys, appreciate it, Bleeberg. I hope I pronounce your name right. Are you guys going to have a quality offensive line next year? I think that's to be determined. I don't think nobody can answer that for you. If somebody's telling you that OU is going to be great on the offensive line next year, you can't believe it yet. You got to see it. I mean, they're too young to just say that. I think they're very talented on the O-line. The youngsters are talented, but they got to prove it now.
I agree. Your locker gets cleaned out.
What about Hassan?
Hey, I'm going to change your verb tense there, Zach. Zach, I'm going to say I have high hopes for Deshaun. I had high hopes last year, and he actually met them when he played, but then all of a sudden he wasn't in very much. I still have a lot of high hopes for Deshaun McCullough.
Sooner fan, great question. Jeremy, we talked about this afternoon on the phone, on the group call.
We did.
I don't understand the point of if you're going to, like, if somebody enters the portal after the bowl game, why did they wait? I don't understand it. I mean, now the devil's advocate would say that, well, they're finishing what they started at OU. And you could say, okay, I get that. But if you're planning on leaving, I would say get in the portal now because you're a better chance getting
already. Not necessarily. Hey,
why?
I want to. Just a second. I'll get to it.
Okay.
Someone else mentioned Walker too. I think Walker's situation is a little different because he might enter the portal if he were to. I mean, he's in the portal, but he is not on scholarship. He could play in this game and maybe try to earn a scholarship. First off, they should have had him one. They should have had him one anyway.
Sooner says he never entered the portal. I'd have to look on that. I thought he did.
I think Deshaun can be Will Anderson 2.0 if used properly and puts a little more weight on. I agree. I think McCullough can be a stud. Again, I'm going to say it because I say it every night. He should be at the end. He should be an edge.
So I think there's a lot of people with the Tawee thing saying he's just still staying in shape and staying in practice. That's fine. You want to do workouts and stuff like Schmitty. I mean,
but not practice. Caleb Hicks should be ticked off if Tolly Walker's getting.
That's what I'm saying. You can't be preparing for the bowl game when you're not going to play in it. What are we doing?
He is an unusual one, Adam. He is an unusual one. I agree. It's unusual, but it doesn't mean you have to change things. He did say he deserves. No one's questioning. He definitely deserves a scholarship. Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree, Clark. He deserves one. Mark,
Jay, the Farouk thing is the one that's going to bother me. If he plays and leaves,
he might.
Not a fan, dude. Not a fan. Okay, David. Look,
let's answer that.
Look, this is tough, David, because I've been on Bill Beatenbow about not being able to land top recruits. He landed one in Cayden Green. Bill Beatenbow, you cannot argue, you can't debate it. It's not debatable. He is a great developer of O-line talent. He gets guys in the league. You can't argue it. The proof's there. Go look. It's there. He hasn't been able to land 4- and 5-star guys very much. This whole Cayden Green thing was beyond Bill Beatenbow, in my opinion, unless it was the whole guard tackle thing. But to me, a player should trust Bill Beatenbow after the guys that have gone before him. No one has negative things to say about him, Jay, that's played in the league.
Well, and the thing is, if a guy doesn't want to play for Beatenbow because maybe he's tough or whatever, that's probably not the O-lineman Beatenbow wants anyway. Right?
Agreed. And the thing is, speed and explosiveness with Schmitty can be developed. It can be developed.
Yeah, I agree, Mark. He's not on scholarship. That's probably why he is transferring.
And he does have a family.
You screwed that one up. They should have given him a scholarship through the year. I mean, to me, that was.
Thanks, David. Share about the Sooner surge. Appreciate it. Yeah, Sooner Freak. That's exactly right. He said, I'll most likely be back. If I'm a coach, I'm thinking, okay, I just heard you in this interview say most likely. What are you talking about? Like, your butt's going to be over the bench because you know what? Gibson's better than your butt anyway.
You just don't like Farouk, do you?
Not a fan.
So you think right now he's gone? You think he leaves?
I think Farouk's probably going to Oregon. Maybe I'm wrong. Look, I can't say that about Farouk. I don't know anything. I just know he said most likely. Maybe he's really weighing his options, and he deserves to do that, okay? I'm not going to bash the kid for that.
You just did.
I'm more, instead of bashing him, I'm more upset that Gibson did so many highlight reels, was unbelievable, and didn't get rewarded very much, Jay.
Well, I mean, we'll see if he gets a lot of playing time this year. I don't know. They got a big stacked room, dude. I mean.
That's true. Billy Bowman probably had more TDs than him. Probably did. It's not far off, Easton.
And that's true. That's what Jeremy's saying, Coconut Greg. Already told the world he had one foot out the door. I'm excited for Burks too, Zach. I think he's going to be a really good player.
Hey, Jay, do you know who Burks reminds me of size-wise? And this, you're going to not like this. He's definitely not speed-wise like this guy. Have you? Burks is he's stout.
He's ripped.
He's like Tyreek Hill. He's like Tyreek Hill.
Take your jacket off, and we'll see the exact opposite of Deion Burks.
He's Tyreek Hill without the speed that Tyreek has.
Hey, I want to. Yeah, you want to have problem. You want to have a lot of depth there. You're right. Let me go back. It was a question I was looking for. Sooner Freak. One guy, I think Thompson's a really good speedster. I'm not sold on him as a full-out receiver yet, though. Like all-around receiver. I think he's a definite speedster. Go get you a bomb, stretch the field. But I don't know if he's ready. We saw it in one game. He dropped the fourth down play and kind of right at first down. Is he ready to make that next step to be an all-around receiver? That's his next step, right?
Hey, I agree. And Jay, we'll get to Mr. Chaz here in a minute.
You don't know how Andrell's going to come back either off the injury.
We don't know. Yeah, what's funny, Mark, is had 9 catches his first game with Jackson Arnold against Arkansas State. Never saw him anymore.
Let me say this. And it's hard to answer this question because we're all OU fans. But it seems like OU has in the offseason, they always pump up guys that you just like in the season, you're like, where are they? In the offseason, they talk about guys. Oh, my gosh, this guy looks amazing. And then you get in the season, you're like, haven't even seen this guy.
Jay, I agree. Hey,
maybe that's just because we're OU fans and we hear about it. Maybe all schools do that. But I think it happens.
It's kind of like your McAllister's choose 2, except it's choose 3, Jay. Who you choosing?
Hey.
I would say Burks, Andrell, and Gibson and Anderson maybe slide out together. I don't think you can go wrong with any 3 of well, I do. If you have Farouk in there, you could go wrong.
Hey, you know me, you were really high on Seth on the hire. Big time. And I was kind of wanting him to go outside the program, right?
Yeah.
But the more I hear about Seth, the more I see, I think Seth's going to be amazing. I think the offense is going to be really good. I think it's going to be a more balanced offense. That's
I'll tell you one reason it's going to be amazing. Jackson Arnold.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Hey, David, does no scholarship equal no NIL? No, that's not how. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jay. You can get NIL and not get a scholarship.
Yeah. We forgot Logan Holland. Who put that on there? Ricky. Thank you, Ricky. I forgot about Logan Holland.
Yeah.
Good one.
DG targeted Stoop 100+ times for some odd reason. Look, he was open a lot, and he's a great player, but you've got OU's best teams, best quarterbacks, best offenses, spreaded the ball around. It wasn't locked in on one guy. It was spread around. Even when they had guys like CD, Hollywood Brown, D.D. Westbrook.
Hey, I
had a way better return punch.
I think the thing about Farouk moving to Stoop's position, Farouk and Deion Burks to me are both similar players like Sterling Shepard.
Yep, interchangeable. So
Farouk could play that same position that Sterling Shepard played, got more of a slot role, and he would have a lot better year. They kind of hurt his. I think his progress got hurt this year, his production, because of the where Levy had him playing.
Agreed. Hey, we are going to be dropping our Bowl Mania tomorrow night, the link for you to join so we can keep a tally of who's got the best picks.
Yeah,
how confident are you on OU Arizona, Jay? You going to put that the most confident OU Arizona?
You know, I probably will as an OU fan. I'll put it the most confident.
It's going to be a good game. I'm glad Stutzman and Bowman are going to be there to anchor the defense. That's going to be, and I always like getting into bowl practices because a lot of these guys who haven't practiced much.
Hey, the new kicker, Liam Evans, is really good, if that's who he's talking about. If you can kick 50-something yarders in high school, you can do it in college.
Who's the other guy that keeps posting? Purcell?
Mark says it wouldn't let me sign up for your Bowl Mania.
Mark, did it ask for a password?
If it is, tell them the password on here.
If it asks for a password, the password is Surge, but I didn't think it would be asking for a password. We'll make sure we get it. We'll get Hunter on here tomorrow. Make sure he gets it sorted out because Hunter's the lead at that.
Yes, password. So it's
password is Surge.
Is it capital?
I don't think it's any capitals. It may be capital S.
SURGE. Surge.
Thanks, Jay.
Try
we know how to spell Surge.
That works.
It's on the screen, Jay.
I'm looking forward to whooping everybody. I'm looking forward to whooping everybody on that.
questioning. I don't think they're ever going to place a cap on NIL funds.
Hey, listen, with all the
should.
You know what would happen if you put a cap on it? So many people would say you can't do that because it's name, image, and likeness. I'm worth that. It's done now. I don't think you can cap it now. I don't think you can do it. I don't think they will.
Agreed. We'll make sure we drop the link and get everyone signed up tomorrow. Jay, we're already almost at an hour. I think he's going to be aggressive, Sooner Freak. I think he's going to be aggressive. He's going to, from everything I've seen, he's a pretty aggressive play caller. Farouk 45, Arizona 2. Yeah, Jackson Arnold's foaming at the mouth. He's going to have a little nerves, but man, I can't wait to see that ball spin off his hand.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hey, Jay, is OU getting a guy in the portal tomorrow? Let's give Chief
T-Bird before I do, Sooner fan, yes.
I'm going to give –
you are 5.5. We'll correct it tonight. Hunter's not on there to change it, but yes, I got you 5.5.
We'll make sure we get it corrected, bud.
Yeah, I think OU does get a portal guy tomorrow, but I don't think they lose one in the portal tomorrow.
Okay, I'm gonna stick with mine. I'm gonna say OU lose the receiver in the portal.
Okay.
Bunkley Shelton. And I'm gonna say that they get EPL committed.
Yep, agreed.
I'm gonna say Savion Byrd decides to come back next year.
Oh wow, big day tomorrow, boys.
And
Christmas.
And I'm gonna say one more will commit tomorrow, maybe a tight end.
Hey, yes, you're right, Damon. Xavier Robinson and Michael Hawkins. I think they're starting practice on December 21st. They will be practicing through the bowl preparation. So that's cool.
Who did you say? Hawkins and who?
Xavier Robinson.
Yeah, Robinson.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, Bird needs to come back.
Hey,
I don't know how much NIL Jackson Arnold makes. It's got to be okay, though.
Dalpost, we'll have 2 trivias tomorrow. We just had the one tonight. We'll have 2 tomorrow. Don't worry about it.
Hey, get it. Jay Jones. Yeah, maybe we get the other Michigan State guy, make it a duo tandem from Michigan State.
Yeah, maybe so.
At least it's a Big Ten school. At least it's a Big Ten school.
College football is year-round now with this portal. It makes it kind of exciting. I'm not going to lie.
Peyton Bowen did practice last bowl season. Love this time of year. I
don't think.
Maybe it wasn't Bowen. Someone did last year.
It was the guy that left already, the defensive lineman. What was his name?
Yeah, it wasn't Bowen. Who?
Not Blaylock, or what's his name? Who am I thinking of?
Yeah, I know who you're thinking of, and I can't.
Somebody will put it in the chat. He played in the middle.
Someone will drop it. Our fans are.
I can't think of his name.
Yeah, if Hunter was on there, he'd get it.
LeBlanc. Thank you.
Derek
Thank
LeBlanc.
You, Zach. Appreciate
Derek LeBlanc. Mo Betta Sooner got it too. Hey, listen.
Our viewers, they know OU football.
Hey, you guys are great. We apologize if we didn't get all the comments. We tried best we could without Hunter. Missing Hunter was tough. He'll be back tomorrow. But listen,
hit the like button.
So much. Thanks so much, Tanya, for the super. Thanks so much, Chief T-Bird, for the super. I hope I didn't miss anyone. Thanks for the comments, guys and gals, rolling them in here. We appreciate you. We do our best to make sure we can interact. That's what we're about, is interacting. So thanks again for helping this time go by quickly. We're at an hour. We'll see you guys again, same time, same place. Like and share, like LK says. Till next time, Boomer.
Sooner.